Hey Brain Munchers, it's your helpful zombie girl here, and today we're going to go over the newest patch to hit The Sims 4. This dropped on December 12, 2019, and this is for PC and Mac. So this is the biggest bug fixing patch to hit The Sims 4. So we are all very excited because we have a lot of things to go through, but also they added some new music, hairstyles for kids and toddlers, as well as a very special item. So this is a lot, so we're just gonna hop right into this, okay? Let's go. So we got 12 new hairs that's total. 3 are for the toddlers and the rest are for children. Now these are hairs that are actually from expansion packs. Unfortunately, you don't have them for adults as well unless you own the expansion packs or the stuff packs or whatever they came from. These hairs are fitted very nicely for the children and the toddlers, so it's really nice to see them. They're really cute and they're just really fun to have. We also got a brand new baby Yoda in our Sims 4 game. You can find him in buy mode by just typing baby Yoda. He's so cute. You can make him huge, you can keep him tiny, whatever you want, but I think it's safe to say that a majority of people absolutely love baby Yoda, and of course we want to see him in our game. I think it's really cool and fun that Sims 4 includes Star Wars things. We also have the costumes and stuff like that. And I think that's partly because EA does make Star Wars games, so it seems only right that they would include some of that fun stuff within The Sims 4. But yes, isn't it adorable? He's so cute. So they added 4 new songs to the alternative station in The Sims, and they are Nicknames by Dayglow, 4 AM by Girl in Red, Prom Dress, one of my favorite songs, by MXMtoon, and Win You Over by Weethan and Bearson featuring Soak. I hope I said that right. So now let's talk about the fixes and updates. First, we're going to go over the fixes and updates for the Sims 4 base game. Fixed an issue where Mac OS Simmers could crash when accessing the gallery. Fixed an issue where nice or high quality harvestables would disappear from Sims inventories after travel or save load. Fixed an issue where freelancer career tasks would not complete after Sims would travel. Sims that were seated at 6-seat round table can now clean up the dishes. Child Sims will now be able to enjoy quick meals again. Well, that's good, because not everybody wants a giant meal for breakfast, okay? Fix an issue where Sims didn't write a genre book when Write Genre Book was selected. So now all of our starving authors can actually make a book so they're not starving anymore. Multiple duplicate interactions should no longer appear in pie menus when you have certain objects in your inventory. Some example interactions that were reported: play fetch, give potion, blackmail, scan here. The last exception related to this issue should also be fixed. The Jet Set luxury bath was listed as being unbreakable when that wasn't true. Speaking of unbreakable, we fixed an issue with hot tubs and stereos where unbreakable upgrades would not work if these objects were in use when upgrading them. It's kind of hard to upgrade a hot tub though if someone's sitting in it. Fixed an issue in which some Sims could stand on or walk through solid objects. Adding a Sim to an existing household via the Create a Sim Stories feature will no longer subtract simoleons from the household. You can now extinguish a fire, even if the fire is within another object. Well, that's nice. Fix an issue that would cause an error code to occur when attempting to save. Sims can now scrap the unfinished paintings of visiting Sims. That's good, because I mean, they would just leave them there, and then you'd have to sell your whole painting easel and buy a whole new one, and it was very frustrating. Light intensity will no longer reset when setting auto light options. Fixed an issue which made the item Tiny Globe and Sicey of the Prosperous Moon appear twice in build mode. Half wall toppers can now be applied to half walls on all levels of your lot. Fixed an issue that caused lots downloaded from the gallery to be placed backwards and not being able to rotate them to an appropriate view. Households downloaded from the gallery should now have their starting funds set to the correct amount and not just the base 20,000 simoleons. Child Sims will no longer receive whims related to workouts. Fix an issue that did not allow Nordic keyboards for Mac OS to use the size down cheat. Fixed an issue where error code would occur when loading into lots after loading a saved game. Walls no longer will disappear when taking a photo in a basement level room that does not have a staircase. Why would you need that? We all know why. Bookshelves will no longer have the option to purchase university books if you do not own Discover University. Sims will no longer flicker on and off the landing pad when in the rocket ship using the woohoo or try for baby interactions. Sims in the Supreme Villain career, working on the mischief interaction task, can now use the slablet to troll to forums to complete the task. Addressed some UI issues in Create a Sim that occurred after modifying the scaling option in the accessibility options. Lots and rooms with modded paintings will now be flagged as custom content when uploading to the gallery. Small rugs can no longer be placed over the cutouts created by stairs. So it's like that top portion on top of the stairs. Using Control U to reset your UI scaling while you have the UI scaling window open will now properly reset the scale bar. And caterer Sims will now be able to make a cake and complete their party event goals. I don't know if this happened to you guys, but it did to me, and I was super frustrated. So now let's go over the get to work fixes and updates. Aliens should now appear as expected in the photo thumbnails and no longer display their disguised forms when they are not in disguise. Aliens will now display accurate selected options for eyebrows and beards in Create a Sim. Fix an issue where scientist Sims would record their findings in notebooks twice. We addressed an issue that could prevent Sims from not being able to ring up customers who attempted to purchase from the warming rack. Some boots, along with the Sims' feet, were disappearing when the camera was zoomed all the way out. This should no longer occur. The Refer for Surgical Treatment interaction is now available on surgery tables that have had their color altered with the BB-enabled free cheat. City Living updates. There were a number of confusing situations that arose as a result of invites your Sims would receive. In some cases, these would appear as two invites for the same event. One that was the "Hey, I just wanted you to know" invite, and the other would be the real invite. They should behave more accordingly to expectations. Sims with the shrewd reward trait weren't as shrewd as they thought they were. We have restored their shrewdness, and they should now actually receive the money they so rightfully shrewded away at the end of each week. Fixed an issue in which some shirts in Create a Sim would not tuck in appropriately into skinny jeans. Seasons updates and fixes. Sims can now complete New Year resolutions on any lot and not just their home lots. The lottery holiday is back in your calendars. It should not be a surprise disappearing act any longer. We spoke to the holiday gnomes and they have agreed to stop dropping seed packets if your Sims are not on lot when the holiday ends. Oh my goodness. My Sim was drowning in seed packets when they'd come home. So I'm really glad they fixed this. Fix an issue where the weather would affect items inside buildings. Flower Bunny's contract has been renewed for them to appear on any holiday or tradition that they are scheduled to. Mandrake and valerian root plants are now able to be planted indoors when it is too cold if Simmers have Realm of Magic installed. Holiday gnomes will no longer break unbreakable objects when they have a negative relationship with them. The pedestal gnome will no longer spawn as part of the Harvest Fest Gnomes tradition. Get famous updates and fixes. Married celebrity Sim couples will no longer react in disgust with each other when they enter the same room. Or will they? Household members will no longer react to members with pristine reputation every time they travel together. Fix an issue that caused recording a product review to fail if the Sim had previously interrupted a review by traveling to another lot. The well-suited and GRAN talent agencies are back in business. Gigs from these agencies will now display appropriately. Super Speed 3 should now work when Sims sleep in their sleeping pods and have a pet. And now for the island living updates. Fix an issue where odd job tasks were not able to be completed. Fix an issue where conch shells were not able to be put in Sims inventories. Sims can now see their recorded findings in the notification wall when performing Examine Water Thoughtfully on the fishing board. Released fish will actually be released back into the water and not be stored in Sims inventory. Players using low graphics settings will be surprised to find that dolphins do actually exist in the waters of Sulani. And now for Discover University fixes and updates. Sims will no longer be accused of cheating on their coursework or homework if they didn't actually cheat. Term presentation should not have missing interactions any longer. Fix an issue that caused error code to occur when loading into a dorm where an NPC had a baby. We addressed some feedback that getting A's was too easy. Please be aware that your sim will have to complete the coursework in order to consistently get good grades. Students will no longer autonomously taunt each other about university superiority, unless they're at the game day organization event or have one of these traits: childish, evil, hot-headed, and bro. Please be aware that a sim's hunger, energy, and bladder motives will no longer refill on their own just before class. Darn it, I kind of like that one. Fix an issue in which enhancing utility bots would get canceled inappropriately. Roommates should no longer bring food home every time they return. But I liked that. I kind of liked that. It was always like turkey everywhere, but I was down for it. Sims can now turn off computer glasses when moving to other neighborhoods. Sims that complete the debate showdown will once again be able to change into their other outfit. Term papers will now always count toward the course's final grades. Fix an issue where the following build mode items were not able to be placed on the Learn Well desk. Fix an issue where the secret society masks were not being unlocked in Create a Sim. The shower wall shower will no longer turn on when a sim attempts to repair it. Fixed an issue with the swatch color for the body dress overalls. Active sims should no longer get the not enough exercise tense buff if they have enrolled in the soccer football after school activity, or choose to juggle a soccer football. Sims now must meet all of the promotion requirements in order to be promoted in the education career. Attempting to interact with a bike rider should no longer cause your sim to route fail when performing the interaction. The make offering to sprites interaction should no longer be unavailable if you only have harvestables in your inventory. Reaching level 5 of the law career now correctly unlocks the lawyer suits for your sims in Create a Sim. Bots enhanced to level 3 will no longer automatically enhance to level 4 upon activation. Interacting with a sim riding a bike will no longer cause your sim, the bike, parts of the world, or any other potential object or thing to disappear. Inviting your professor to hang out will now actually have the professor arrive to hang out. Servo can now complete the Strangerville story. Servo fun and social motive descriptions no longer incorrectly refer to Servo as a sim. Bicycles can now be searched for in the build mode by using the term bike. Exo mech suit can be worn by teen sims and is visible too. Sims already wearing a helmet will no longer change into another helmet to ride a bike. You know, it's kind of like when Mr. Rogers would change from a sweater to another sweater. Sometimes you just have a different mood going on. Sims in the same household will now automatically know the other's degree program. Sims will no longer receive multiple signing bonuses from degree-relevant careers. Only one signing bonus is awarded in any 7-day period. Woohoo and Shower will no longer give fame. Darn. Chat about scandalous lawsuit now provides fun. Choosing to cancel the practice presentation interaction will now cancel the interaction. Servos can no longer get sick. Servos can no longer purchase the seldom sleepy reward trait. Sims on probation can now be asked to study with. Sims should no longer route fail when attempting to take a pregnancy test in a bathroom stall. Asking the repo person to not take your stuff will now provide you a text notification as to whether or not you had an impact on the repo person's decision. And sprites no longer appear around the sim after the buff expires after leaving the secret society. Outdoor retreat. Sims can now roast at a campfire without needing a seating object nearby. Spa day. Fix an issue where Sims did not have the option to take a bath with soaks and take mud bath on shower tubs. Sims can now again get massages autonomously at spas. Dine out. NPC Sims will now eat more at restaurants. Photos taken of experimental foods will now display correctly when put into frames. Fix the swatch color error with the blazer. Vampires. Influence emotions interaction will no longer be available to vampires that have not yet unlocked this perk. Jungle adventure. Several objects were not properly being found when using color filters. These should be filterable now. Strangerville. Strangerville music has been added to the Lindsay smart speaker. Realm of Magic. We have a lot of fixes here. Fix an issue where occult eyes would not properly apply to spellcasters. Unplayed NPCs not living in Glimmerbrook will no longer appear in Glimmerbrook performing magic. Challenge to magic duel at dueling grounds, performed by a broom and non-broom using duelist, will now take place at the dueling grounds. Spellcasters with the Knowledge is Magic perk will now be able to complete the Finish Reading 3 Books aspiration goal. Fix an issue where some spellcasters would not complete the Learn a Spell goal, even though they would learn a spell. Spellcasters will now be able to do laundry while having Always Transportalate enabled. Fix an issue in which pet familiars would not stop foraging, never bringing back their findings. Sages can now be chosen to play with for a game of chess. Random non-spellcaster sims no longer will show up as being sages. This was kind of weird, but I'm really glad they fixed that. Fixed an issue in which cauldron-made food was not able to be eaten as leftovers when looking at the refrigerator. Sims on cursed lots will no longer always catch a fire in all attempts while using the fireplace or the stove. Fixed an issue in which sounds from the magic realm could be heard in Del Sol Valley if you had Get Famous installed. Fixed an issue in which some shirts in Create a Sim would not tuck appropriately. Look your best. Spellcaster Sims can now clean potty messes, child messes, and kitty litter messes by casting Scrubberoo. Spellcaster will no longer have duplicate makeup options in casts. Spellcasters should no longer land in unroutable locations when using the Always Use Broom spell. Fix an issue with asset gems in Create a Sim that made it display incorrectly when Sims were styled with long sleeve shirts. Spellcasters that cast mischief spells will now get awarded mischief skills when doing so. Male spellcasters will no longer have a chance of going bald after performing Rite of Dissolution. I mean, come on. Hair braids now properly appear within the Afro texture filter. Mischief spells are now counted towards the criminal career daily task mischief interaction. Spellcasters with the spellcraft and sorcery aspiration will no longer rest or cause a last exception after writing songs. Perfect patio. We fixed an issue where hired maids would often change into swimwear and use the hot tub instead of completing their tasks. Romantic garden. Sims in the freelance career, including freelance photography, will no longer be able to wish for promotion using the wishing well. Sims in conservationist, educator, actor, style influencer, military, critic, social media, or politician careers will now be able to wish for a promotion using the wishing well. Backyard. Fix an issue in which some shirts in Create a Sim would not tuck in appropriately into skinny jeans. Vintage Glamour. Addressed several issues that caused the butler to fail to perform their assigned tasks. Fixed an issue that prevented butlers to help put toddler Sims to bed. The butler should no longer make food for themselves when they are not hungry. And last but not least, the Mosquito Fixes and updates. Emotional auras in photographs can now be toggled on or off. Fix an issue where some photos taken were a bit blurry when placed in frames in live mode. Tripods placed on floors other than 1, 2, or 3 should no longer cause the camera to change floors when attempting to take a photo. Ask to pose interactions should no longer fail if the sim attempts to run the interaction from the open street. Alright, Brain Munchers, that was a lot of information, I know, but all of these fixes are for the best. There were a lot of things that many of us were asking for on Twitter, all over Facebook. I saw them in the groups that I'm in and on Reddit as well, and I'm really glad that they've been listening to us and really trying to tackle the things that we want to see fixed for our favorite game. The Sims is amazing, and I really think that they try hard to listen to us. So anyways, guys, I hope you're out there enjoying The Sims. Soon I will be having a custom content shopping video coming out, so I hope you'll be looking forward to that. I want to thank you guys so much for going through these update notes with me. If you're not already a subscriber, please consider hitting the subscribe button. You'll see Sims 4 updates, Sims 4 content, as well as other games that I'm really obsessed with. I also go over indie games and much more, okay? But if you are a subscriber, I want to thank you so much for coming back, watching this video. I appreciate you so much. All right, guys, I'm Zombie Girl, and I will see you later. Bye.